Good morning, YouTube. Today we're going to change the oil in a Ferrari FF.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan and this is my garage, and this channel is all about the supercar ownership experience, and today we're going to be changing the oil in a Ferrari FF, which I've actually never done before, so we'll be learning as we go. Shouldn't be too terribly difficult, knock on wood. The one weird thing about the Ferrari FF is the oil that it takes. So all the V12 Ferraris do not take like the same 5W40 that most of the other Ferraris take. They take 10W60. Yeah, so some really crazy stuff. It's kind of hard to find, but we've got it. And of course, we've got the filter and all the crush washers and everything that we need to do this. So we're going to take care of this. But if you want to buy this car or support the channel, we do appreciate when you guys do that. There's a few things you can do. One, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much to all of you that do that. Two, go check out normalguyssupercar.com. There you can buy parts and services for your car. And of course, three, go check out NG Supercars if you're interested in buying any of the cars that we have in stock, including this FF, which is for sale right now. And if you want to make a deal on it, send us an email, sales@ngsupercars.com. Also, just a quick note, this is my first time trying a different camera setup, so we're trying the GoPro. Normally I use my big Sony. I'm going to try using the GoPro. People said that they liked the GoPro better. Now it has image stabilization stuff, so feel free to put in the comments below at the end of the video if you think that this is better or worse than using the Sony. So if it's better, then great, I'll keep using the little GoPros. And if not, I'll go back to using the Sony. Alright, so enough about that. Let's, first thing first, let's get the arms positioned correctly so that we can get this thing up in the air. And then actually I'm going to start the engine and run it for, I don't know, a couple minutes just to kind of cycle it, heat it up a little bit so that the oil comes out easier. Alright, so I was trying to get the lift arms positioned correctly, and they're kind of in a weird position on this car. So it's actually like really far back here and really far forward there. I'll kind of try and see if I can show you. If you look right there is the one spot where that metal is exposed right here. Or you could obviously do it right there. That's also a lift point. And then way up in the front, you got kind of the same situation. And you can see right here, way up here is the lift point. So yeah, I need to pull the car way far forward in order to get access to the lift point. So we need to move it forward, which is it's going to give me not much room up front, but that's okay. Finally got the arms aligned. It took me like 4 or 5 tries because the arms are just barely, like it's almost the wrong size, right? It's just barely the right position. They have to be exactly at the right position for this car. So I got the hood open. We're just going to crack the oil filler cap. That way it won't get air suction and stuff when we're trying to drain it, so make it a little bit easier. To do that, you just twist this and twist this. This pops off. And now we can unscrew this cap. There we go. My garage door is not, or my garage ceiling is not tall enough to have that hood open. We would have a catastrophe if we did that. So, all right, I think we got enough. Let's get it up in the air. Okay. By the way, the FF is actually like, I think it's only like 39 or 3,800 pounds. It's lighter than I thought. I thought it was gonna be like 44 or 4,500 pounds. It's shockingly not that stupid heavy. Alright, so looking at the underside of this thing, right here, the engine's probably about like, well, there's the starter motor. So yeah, there's a drain plug right there, and of course they make it in a spot where it would fall right into this pan. So we're gonna have to remove this bottom pan, which sucks. So all these bolts gotta come off. This whole big pan needs to come off. It's gonna be a pain in the butt, but that's what you get. And there's the oil filter. So yeah, that would make a mess too. So at least everything's on the other side. So all right, it's all in one place. Right next to the cats. That's great. That's gonna be super hot. I can't wait for that. Bunch of 10 mils, a couple of probably T27s, and that's kind of about it. Okay, so I lied. It's a T30 for the Torx. So there you go. And of course 10 millimeter. We got the bottom panel off. Actually for a Ferrari that was actually pretty easy to get off. Here is our main drain plug for the oil pan, and then over here is our sump. So this is going to have the vast majority of the oil, so this is going to suck. And then, where is it? Right here is the oil filter. So all pretty easy to access. But yeah, so let's do this guy first. Alright, so the drain plug there is a 10mm Allen. So we're going to break it loose and then attempt not to spill it everywhere. Okay. There we go. Alright. Draining. So we're going to be replacing the drain plug and the crush washers on both. So I got a kit. There's a kit on Ricambi's website that comes with the filter, the crush washers, and the drain plugs. That's what I always do when I'm buying this stuff. The filter is 218429. That's the part number. The Ricambi part number is FFOCK. So if you're doing the FF, that's the one you want, and that comes with the filter. There we go. Filter, crush washers, and drain plugs, so it's really handy. Alright, so while we're waiting for the oil to drain out of the drain pan, or the oil pan, I'm going to start taking off the oil filter. I've got my special oil filter tool for Ferraris. This is a Hill Engineering part. It's OFT-02. It's like, this thing is like serious. Like you could hurt someone with this thing, it's so badass. Anyway, we'll put that on there, get the sucker off. We have enough room to be able to pull the filter while it's draining out of that one, at least with this this drain bucket. You know, I'm gonna unscrew this Allen right here so I can get more access without damaging that heat shielding, because it's a tight squeeze in there. There we go. Oh yeah, much more room now. Ah. Yeah, that's definitely the way to do it. Alright, so now we got that on there. Great placement of the cross member right there. The oil filter drains right onto it. That's awesome. Okay. That wasn't terrible, but man, it made a mess. Take a look at this. Yeah. Oil everywhere now. Fun. Alright, and it went all over where the that little heat shield mount is. We'll let it drain out for a few and then we'll clean it all up. Okay, while we're waiting for the oil, we're just going to put a little bit of this 10W60 into the filter and then also put a little bit on this O-ring, so that way it'll seal nice and tight. So just a tiny bit, doesn't need much at all, because we're going to tilt it at an angle anyway. There, I can see it start to come up, so that's probably enough. And then just lubricate this guy. There we go. Well, let's get that filter back in. Alright, had a quick dinner interlude. We are back. Alright, so we just got to clean up this and get the drain plugs on and tighten the oil filter. I think that's 30 Newton meters on the oil filter, and I want to say these drain plugs are like 45 Newton meters, somewhere around there. So we will tighten those, and then we'll do the sump plug, and then we can add some oil. Okay, so the drain plug for the sump is a 22mm socket, and so let's break that loose and drain it. So again, YouTube, we've got a new drain plug and crush washer that came with the kit from Ricambi. So once that's done draining, we'll put this on and seal it up. Then we move up top. Okay, we got the bottom panel on. Everything's tightened up. So now we just need to lower the car, add the oil. So gotta flip my safeties. Okay. Now she's ready to go down. Alright. Everything's clear? Okay. That tells you the weight right here. It's the, where is it? Oleo Shell 10W60. Doesn't tell you how much, though, of course. That'd be way too easy. But anyway, so we'll add 9 quarts at first. You don't want to add too much to these Ferraris. It's really bad. So at 9 quarts, we'll start it up, warm it up, let it get to operating temperature, and then check it. If you didn't know, these things have to be checked with the engine running with it at temperature. So it needs to be at like 165 degrees Fahrenheit in order to check the oil temperature. So that's what we're gonna do. Add the oil, get it started, then we'll go. All right, and we got about 8.5, 9 quarts in there. I'm not exactly sure. Let's hop in, start it up. I'm gonna back out so we don't asphyxiate ourselves. Woo! 105 psi. Good lord. And of course the oil temp is, nothing yet. Alright, so let's back it up a little bit so we don't asphyxiate. Now we just gotta let it warm up. Alright, so I think there's more oil in this thing than I thought. I added 10 liters and it's still not even on the dipstick, so maybe it's 12. This thing takes a lot of oil. I guess I probably should have looked up the quantity of oil. It took 14 liters of oil. That's crazy. Yeah, so good thing we bought 3 of those 5-liter jugs, because it's, you can see that's all that's left on this one. Wow. So yeah, it's 13.5, 14 liters of oil. That's a whole lot of oil. There we go. All set. V12, baby. So normally you would run a reset on the service indicator, but so there's a weird thing about Ferraris. If you have an FF or a 458 or maybe even an F12, once you do 7 service resets, you actually have to take it to the dealership in order for the computer to be reset entirely. So all it does is give you dashes. So we could do a service reset, but there's no point because the computer won't recognize it and won't tell you when to service it next. So basically 1 year from now, or 8 to 10,000 miles maximum. 5,000 would be better. Probably should go out and flog it real quick, huh? Yeah. Okay, sorry it's so dark, but here we go. Gotta love that V12. Alright, let's do it again, as long as we're doing it. Holy crap, this thing, for a big ass car, this thing hauls ass. That's so awesome. There you have it. Pretty simple. The bottom tray on this is very easy compared to like the 458. The 458 is a pain in the ass to do the bottom tray. That's part of why it takes so damn long to do an oil change on the 458. But I was shocked that it took 13 or 14 liters of oil. I was not expecting that. I thought maybe it would take like 10, maybe 12. Wow, 13. Okay, well. Other than that, yeah, pretty simple oil change. Just one drain plug, one sump plug, and the filter. If you got one of these and they're getting old and they're out of service and you don't have free service or whatever, do it yourself. It's not a big deal. If you'd like to support us, we do appreciate it if you could like, share, and subscribe. Go check out normalguysupercar.com, see if there's anything that you need from us, any services or parts. And of course, if you'd like to buy this or any of our other supercars, go check out NG Supercars or email us sales@ngsupercars.com. But that's going to do it for this video. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to be doing a lot of cool car stuff, so you're going to want to stay tuned. It's going to be sweet.